Day 1, the class that disappeared.
You guys heard the story about the class photo no one could explain. The one they found in the back of a yearbook, but no one knew who the kids were. There were 22 kids and one teacher. They all had these creepy expressions on their face, especially the girl in the second row. When Northview Elementary was closing, a maintenance guy found the yearbook in the back of a storage closet. Nobody remembered ordering it. The librarian said it was probably a mistake. When they looked up the kids, none of them were in the system. No one by any of those names had ever enrolled. One teacher swore she recognized the faces, not from real life, but from her dreams. At first, the principal thought maybe it was a prank, until he flipped to the next page, and there was the same photo. But this time, the girl in the second row was gone. She turned into a blur. He flipped to the next page. Now 2 kids were missing. Every time he turned the page, the rows kept getting emptier. They say if you stare too long at the last page, you'll recognize one of them. And when you do, you take their place.
2. Last ones at the Carnival.
One summer, my best friend and I stayed at the Carnival until it closed. She was sleeping over, and my mom told us to be home by midnight. We had so much fun. My stomach hurt from laughing. We got to do the scrambler 4 times in a row. And by the time we got off, they were closing. The games all went dark, and they turned the music off. We ended up being the last ones there. It was kind of creepy how quiet it was. As we were leaving, this kid, maybe 12, came running past us near the tilt-a-whirl. He was out of breath, running with this blue balloon, and yelling, "They're gone. They're gone." My friend and I looked at each other and burst out laughing. She rolled her eyes like, "Little boys are so annoying." The next morning, we went back to the carnival, and the cops were outside the gates. A girl had been found behind the carousel. They said she died sometime before midnight, right around when we left. But that night, we didn't hear anything, just that kid's voice, in the dark. But I don't think we were supposed to hear him, and I don't think we were supposed to leave.
The house on Bay Road.
Have you guys heard the story about the house on Bay Road and what happened on July 4th? Back in 1986, the Carvers lived there, and every 4th, they threw a huge party, the kind where everyone knew everyone. And even if you didn't, you still got a burger and a seat on the bluff. That year, the fireworks started at 9:20 p.m. They know for a fact, because Mr. Carver was wearing a watch when he stopped moving. That's when the sky did. Something. Not the fireworks. The sky. One neighbor said it looked like something was behind it, like a shadow moving under paper. And that's when people started freezing. Not fainting, not falling, just stopping. All of them staring at the ocean. A few people ran, terrified, and made it back to Route 6. But the sky stayed that color until morning. When the cops showed up, there was no sign of the Carvers, or the guests, or the food. Just 12 chairs in the grass facing the ocean. The house has been empty ever since, but people say every 4th, the porch swing moves. They say if you're near it at 9:20 p.m., you'll freeze, just like the rest of them.